Conversation, come on in. I'm Steffanie Rivers, and this is my video journal. Welcome to the conversation. If you are just joining us for the first time, we want to welcome you. Hopefully, you'll hear something that you want to like and share, and then you will subscribe so that when I post new videos, you will be the first to know. And if you are returning, we want to welcome you back to the conversation. So come on in and get ready for the conversation. Now, when we think about women who are influential in the Black Power movement of the 60s and 70s, Angela Davis comes to mind, Kathleen Cleaver comes to mind, and Sonia Sanchez. These are three women who stood out and stood up in the Black Power movement of the 60s and 70s. And if you are a part of this community, as I am, you think of them in the most positive ways. But if you are not in the community, and sometimes if you think that you don't appreciate the value that women bring to a conversation, you might consider those women to be, you label them. They are labeled as masculine or angry or out of their lane. And so that's just a part of what happens to women who don't just stand back and sit down. There is a saying on my refrigerator, and I put it on my refrigerator because it means something to me, and I can't read it from here, but it says something along the lines of well-behaved women don't get the benefit of being held in high. If you are a well-behaved woman, you don't get a lot done, basically. In order to get things done, you sometimes have to agitate. And so that is what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk to two ladies who have stood out in their communities and are doing great things and bringing positive attention to themselves and their communities and their families. And sometimes when you do that, you have to be okay with being labeled differently than what most people would expect for a woman to be labeled. So we're going to bring them on after the show opens. Hi, I'm Steffanie Rivers, and I want justice for Breonna Taylor because the police officers involved showed reckless disregard for her life and the lives of her neighbors. Her. So you're saying she essentially died on the floor right there?
The second that she got shot, she was.
Family, did the city of Birmingham, did anybody say, did the church, did anybody say there's more to
Welcome to the show. I'm Steffanie Rivers. You're watching my simulcast on LinkedIn, Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitter. So we want to welcome you to the conversation. I have a saying on my wall, on my refrigerator, that says, well-behaved women seldom make history. And so if you want to change your circumstance, change your family, change your lineage, change your community, as a woman, you have to be willing to for people to not look at you in the most positive light because they don't like what you're doing. So I have two ladies who are going to talk to me today about what they're doing in their community. First, we have with us Miss Phyllis Petit. She is a native of Dallas. She's the owner of the People's Arms and Outdoor Sporting Goods. It's a sporting good outdoor facility store, and we're going to talk to her about things that she is doing in her community. And we also have Camille Harvey of the Henry Johnson Gun Club, of which I'm also a member. She's going to talk to us about what's going on in their lives and in their communities. Welcome to the show, ladies.
How are you?
All is well. Thanks for being here. I know we were scheduled to start, and it's my fault. Got caught in traffic trying to do too much. But you know what? That's another thing I say. You never know how much you can do until you try to do too much. So
Indeed.
Just sitting on the couch, watching TV, you got plenty of time for that. But when you try to make strides, that's when you end up knowing what it is that you can and can't do. So I want to thank you, ladies, for being on the show. I wanted to have you on the show for a number of reasons, but essentially, when you are in your community and you're trying to do something to better yourself, your community, your family, Black people in general, it is, you get looked at strangely because you don't fit the image of, the little woman who is just following social norms. And so it always appeals to me when I see women who are stepping out of bounds, trying to get things done, no matter what other people might say or think. So tell me a little bit about yourselves and what brought you to being who you are. Our subject, of course, is Second Amendment rights and just being a positive influence in your community. Tell me a little bit about yourself, ladies.
Okay. For me, I'm a Dallas native. Like I said, I'm born and raised in Dallas, Texas. And I got into the 2A community maybe about 2 years ago. And I had a good friend who was a leader of an organization, and I was following him and got really involved and decided I wanted to get my license to carry, because as I was going to the range to just, practice and brush up on my skills, I just noticed that, there was less and less of us, especially women. And then when we did go, either they were willing to help you to learn or not at all. And especially if you're a woman of color, they just left you to your own devices, even though that's what they were there for. And I would go and I get so upset because it wasn't the same standard, for us as it was for the Caucasian women, or even the children that would be there. They would completely look over us. And so I decided to look into my community for training and guidance. And next thing you know, I decided, what? I'm going to open my own business to help other women like myself to make sure they get their license, get trained up, and know what to do. And after we had this huge snowstorm last year, that motivated me even more to make sure that, on the community level, that we had resources for our people and our elders to make sure that they had the things at home that they needed when things like that happen, like generators and solar powered products and 0-degree sleeping bags and things like that. So, because sometimes you can't leave home. You're stuck there. Nobody can come and take you back out. And so that's how I got there. And then I decided the more I trained, the more I decided, what? I want to be in a competition. Decided to be in a competition, was nervous to death, and my mentor, he told me, he said, don't worry about none of that. Just get on out there. Just do it. I got out there and did it. And when I tell you, it's very liberating. It's no other feeling like it than knowing that I can protect myself. I even take my daughter, who's 14. Now she loves going to the range to get the practice in. And she said, if I got to shoot, I'm not going to be scared either. She said, I'm not asking them no questions. And she's 14.
That's awesome. That's awesome. You said so much from going to the gun range, or just going in general to places and being ignored or not. You see the level of attention that some people get versus the level of attention that you get for, and everybody's supposed to be there to help you. And so that's why that's one of the reasons that I joined a gun club, the Henry Johnson Gun Club in Dallas, just so I could be among people who I know have my best interests at heart and can teach me, and that I feel comfortable learning around. Camille, tell us, why did you get involved with the Henry Johnson Gun Club?
Well, I started my journey a year ago, and I saw NFAC on TV. It's a militia group, not fucking around crew. I think that's what it stands for. Anyway, I saw them online, and they were information. They had their gear on. They knew what they were doing. I was like, man, I don't know how to use a firearm. I don't know how to shoot. I don't know how to defend myself when it comes to firearms. And if I was to get in a position where I need to use one, I wouldn't know what to do. So I just took it upon myself to find a gun club within the DFW area. And I found Henry Johnson's Gun Club, and I decided to join it. And I felt more comfortable because I was around my people. You know what I'm saying? I was around my people. Then after I met them, they are so welcoming, and they encourage safety first. And it was just an enlightening experience versus what I had thought in the past about guns. And I'm just glad that I took the opportunity to go to a gun range. So I would suggest that people would look in their area to see if you have a gun club and just kind of participate, and don't let people's point of views keep you from learning how to use a firearm. Or people's negative point of view, I should say.
Most definitely.
I agree. You know, my first experience, I was telling a few of our members, my first experience with a gun actually was when I had a stalker a couple of years ago, and went to the gun to a pawn shop or something, and got this gun. And I thank God that my stalker did not show up, girl. It was New Year's Eve. I was in the bushes waiting for him to show up, because he would come and he would break in my house, and he would steal clothes. He would cut my tires. I would have to get up earlier than normal to go to work. I would have to get up, look outside, see are my tires flat, and then if they were, I would have to have time to go change my tire. I got good at changing tires. 125 R13. I had a little bitty car, girl. So I knew how to go. I had to go buy tires. It was a mess. And so I just thank God that he didn't show up, because I still could have been in jail behind somebody today over something like that. But my first experience was that with a stalker. And so when I moved to Dallas, I knew that I wanted to be in relation with a group of people who could help me to be better shooter, to learn things about being responsible. And I also took my license to carry LTC class from a woman who has her own her own school, and she teaches people. And so I think as more women, and Black women in particular, get, we are afraid. We're, guns and weapons and all that, but too many things are going on that we need to know how to defend ourselves. Because if you are in a relationship with a significant other, or if you are living in a house with your father, grandfather, uncles, whatever, they might not be there when you need that protection. So you have to learn to protect yourself. And so that's why I got involved. There's just so many things going on. And, a lot of people most recently, I probably know how you feel, but let me confirm. There is, recently in Texas, each state has its own laws as to how they operate as far as license to carry. There is a new law that says in Texas you don't even have to have a license to carry carry a weapon. And I think that's akin to driving a car without being taught how to drive a car. It just
Right.
makes no sense, because
Right.
you can, there's accountability and responsibility that comes along with owning a weapon and handling a weapon. And nothing proves that more than recent events going on. I want to bring up actor Alec Baldwin, and the shooting on the set of a movie. And his recent interview, he said that I didn't even pull the trigger. I pulled the hammer and the gun went off. Well, most people who handle weapons know the hammer is connected to the trigger. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you should know that if you're going to have a weapon in your hand, that's no excuse you didn't touch the trigger. Because if you touch the hammer, then you basically touching the trigger, the hammer that goes to the trigger.
Yeah, he thought it was play. Yeah, he thought it was play.
And just having, so there's responsibility that comes with knowing or knowing about weapons and handling weapons. So what do you guys think about the law in Texas whereby you actually don't have to have a license to carry? And Phyllis, since you teach those classes, how do you stress that to people that you come across and they're like, well, I don't even have to have a license to carry anymore?
I tell them it's foolish. It's a foolish mistake. It's a setup, and it will get you locked up quickly. Walking around thinking that you'll be okay with your weapon out in the open where people can see it. They can even take it from you. People will incite activities to get you riled up, to get you locked up. And if you have to defend yourself and you don't have the proper paperwork to even have that firearm, you are going to jail. It is a foolish mistake. I want the paperwork so that I can say, I know what I'm doing with this. I have been certified to carry this, and you can't take it from me unless I break a law that says I'm no longer eligible. But as long as my paperwork is okay and I got mine on my hip, you can't touch me. You can't touch me.
And as a matter of fact, Camille, we'll hear from you, but I have a few guests in the chat. Is the tiny dude? The tiny dude says he loves the poster in the background. So we got some.
That's one of a kind.
Malcolm X fans in the house.
Tell him thank you. I've had that poster like 20 years. Can't find it anywhere.
Wow, that's awesome. So Camille, now we know that a lot of that New York dude. Okay, that's okay. That New York dude. Sorry, I said tiny dude. Sorry. So Camille, we know that the Henry Johnson Gun Club is having an event coming up soon, and speaking about training and just getting more knowledge about weapons in general and your specific weapon. Going to the gun range and shooting it and being familiar with it, so that when it comes time, if it happens, you have to actually shoot your weapon, that you will be familiar enough with it to know how to handle it. So talk to us a little bit about the event that's coming up in January.
All right, so Henry Johnson's Gun Club is hosting their first competition January 16th. It's pistol and rifle. It's for beginners and intermediate shooters. So basically, you just come out and participate in a tournament. In my opinion, I think it's a very good idea. Again, I started my journey a year ago. I think last year was like a few months after I joined it, I participated in the tournament. And I learned so much just from participating in tournament. You know, you work with different instructors who are very patient with you. They'll make sure they go over the safety rules and, you know, kind of point you in direction on what you need to do in order to achieve that goal. You know, try to win. That's your goal, to win. All right.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so it's just a friendly pistol and rifle competition, January 16th. Henry Johnson's Gun Club is participating. Not mistaken,
BGOA is also a sponsor.
Is also sponsored. Thank y'all. And registration is no later than December 18th, and it's $25 per platform. So basically, per event that you choose to be in, you can be in a pistol, you can be in the rifle event. It's $25 per platform. So I just welcome everyone to participate. Even if you don't participate, come out and support us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
See what it's like to even experience a tournament. I'm telling you, it's awesome.
Yeah, and don't think about, well, I've never done it before. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not going to win. Don't come for the win. Come for the experience. Come for because not only is it a competition, there's a lot of learning and education that's going on. You will find things that you like. I had no idea that, you know, any of this was going on. And just the whole vibe of the camaraderie and the atmosphere, you know, it is like nothing you've ever experienced. And you'll be ready to do your next one after that. So whether you're a beginner or intermediate, at least have your license to carry. At least then we know that you have gone through the steps and know how to properly operate and handle a firearm, you know. And like she said, $25 a platform. If you don't have a rifle, just bring your pistol and come on out.
And if you haven't practiced, go ahead and start practicing now.
Right. You
should be practicing.
Yeah.
You know, you shouldn't just be keeping that firearm locked up somewhere. You need to take it out, learn how to clean it, learn how to use it, get amongst people who will show you. And there's a lot of people in the DFW community who are out there working hard to help us get on track with not only just learning how to use a firearm, but learning how to practice safety first while using a firearm.
That's first.
You know what? I have registered for the competition.
Yay!
What are you participating in?
The pistol that part, because I know it's pistol and rifle.
Yes.
Yeah, so I don't have a long gun. I just have a pistol. So I'm going to do that. And I have a friend of mine. I'm going to try to get him to come to register, and I'm about to play the promo, and then we'll come back because Phyllis, you said your company is one of the sponsors.
No, it's BGOA, the Black Gun Owners of
okay.
And Association, and Henry Johnson.
Okay, so I have a friend of mine who, when I told him that I was going to a gun show or something, and then I said, why don't you go with me? Because I just got this new gun. Come with me to the range. He was like, oh yeah, I got a gun. I'm like, okay, well, why don't you come with me to the range? He was like, well, it's in the box. I ain't never shot it. I said, so how long you had the gun? He said 4 years.
Oh my God.
I'm like, okay.
You better not fire that. He needs to get that looked at first.
I was like, why would you even tell somebody that you had a gun for 4 years and you ain't never shot it? That's just something that's like a man saying, I don't know how to change a tire. Some stuff you just keep to yourself until you can do better. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
there are a lot of people that get their license to carry and never use it again. Why did you spend your time and effort getting a license to say, oh, I'm not going to carry? I'm not going to carry. And it takes time to build yourself up to being comfortable to carrying every day. But now carrying for me is just like grabbing my phone. I grab my pistol, I grab my phone, I grab my keys, I grab my child. You know what I mean? And when I leave home without it, I'm like, oh, I forgot. And I turn back around. You know, you dress for it. Just like we're now in the world of wearing masks. You get your phone, your keys, your mask, your gun.
Hey, I hear you, sis. I hear you.
Were you about to say amen?
Right? So I'm about to play one of the promos. And if you are in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, we encourage you to register for the sharpshooter competition. So here's a promo that explains more.
Recent events got you thinking about tightening up your gun skills? Do you have a gun but never took it to the gun range? Join the club. No, really. The Henry Johnson Gun Club of Dallas is hosting the first annual Precision Games Pistol and Rifle Competition, January 16th in Ferris, Texas. Register to win. Win to receive prizes and bragging rights. Go to the Henry Johnson Gun Club Facebook page for more info. Get ready, stay ready.
All right. So you're watching my journal. I'm Steffanie Rivers, and I have Phyllis Petit and Camille Harvey, my guests today, to talk to us about the Second Amendment and laws in the state of Texas, and a sharpshooting gun competition coming up in the DFW area in January of 2022. We want you to register. So Phyllis, I understand that your sporting goods store, you said it was born out of the need that you saw during last February's snowstorm that hit the Texas area. And I was so glad at that point. Before that, I had got a portable generator that it helped me to keep my things in the refrigerator from spoiling, to help keep, a little electricity so I could charge my phone, because I live in a condo community. And because I live in a condo community, but even though my pipes didn't burst, other people's pipes burst. So they cut everybody's water off until they could get everybody's water pipes back in order. And so sometimes, you just don't know, like you said, the situation that you're going to be put in. You might think that you're okay, but you have to worry about your neighbors as well. And so it's vital that we get so used to technology taking care of us that we get so far away from being able to take care of ourselves in case of an emergency. So talk to me about your company and some of the services that you provide.
Well, we are a sporting goods and outdoors company, and we really focus a lot on the emergency preparedness products like generators, solar power products, like lighting, small heaters, 0-degree sleeping bags, things like that, so that if you're at home and you're not able to leave home because of a weather situation, you can maintain for some hours if without having to leave. If you have some of those things, even a portable toilet in your house will work for you temporarily, because you can't, the pipes freeze up, you can't flush, the line is frozen, so things like that we don't necessarily think about can be a great need. And so during that time when I got started, primarily because first with the firearms and ammunition, when I placed my orders, all my orders were getting canceled, but people were coming in the door behind me and getting them. And the ownership would say, well, they're a member. Or either look at me and say, well, we canceled the order, but if you want to buy a firearm, then we'll sell you the ammunition. And so I just said, you know what, I'm just going to go around this and I'm going to do my own thing. And then I got more into the emergency preparedness, because that's what our communities need. We have affiliates, other groups and community associations that, do clothing drives, but we wanted to add things like blankets and sheets and towels and anything that you can use that would help you to stay warm and be, comfortable. We offer survivalist classes as well as, license to carry classes. We have community resources for all of those things. So if you want to take a survivalist class, come on out. We do tactical trainings on Saturday mornings over here at the park in Oak Cliff with one of our affiliates that we work with the Huey P. Hilton Gun Club, and they're amazing. They taught us both how to start a fire and dress a bullet wound and and carry a injured comrade off the field. Like, you just never know what you'll be faced with. And those are, it's so, like I said, it's very liberating, and you feel like, you know what, I can do anything now. If I can start a fire with a flint and some dryer lint, I'm like, oh, you can't stop me, because
That's right.
let it get cold in here. I'm gonna burn everything with a piece of dryer lint, and a flint. So, it's just valuable skills that we need to have, because we never know what's going to happen and when we got to get up out of here,
I agree. So I would like to know more, and I'm sure there are other ladies who would want to know more about so is it a once a month training? The survivalist?
It's according to his schedule. So once we get like, if there's a mass interest, then of course we go ahead and get that together and schedule some classes. It's pretty much maybe about quarterly, I would say, because it is a lot of work to get everybody together where they all have the same day and time available. But where there's a need, he will make it happen. I can assure you of that.
That's great, because I am interested. And you mentioned that you also hold survivalist classes.
I host him because he's the pro.
Okay.
Yes. And so, yes, I'm the mouthpiece, he the brains. So I get the people to come, because a lot of people say they're apprehensive. And when they hear certain terms, they think, one way, one dimensional. We're everyday people. We're everyday people living our lives and just trying to, better our community with helping ourselves with things that really most of us should, know already, but depending on the environment you grew up in, you came from, and sometimes we just don't know, and people don't want to say that they don't know, or they're afraid or apprehensive. And then once they do, like, you know what? I could have been did this. I've been waiting all this time. I could have been did this.
Yeah, I grew up as a Girl Scout, and you go in Girl Scouts, you go camping, you learn how to do certain things, in the little woods. We went to the woods behind the church,
right?
And you learn some things.
No, yeah, when you're a little girl, it's different. You grown,
and so many people, so many things have changed. As you forget things, and some people, weren't a part of the Scouts or the 4-H club. A lot of things, depending on the area of the country that you grew up in, you got exposed to certain things, and learn how to swim, or learn how to start a fire. I was watching the Weather Channel, as a matter of fact, the other day, and it was a woman, as a matter of fact, and she was talking about how she learned this little technique by way she cracked an egg and took the egg shells and put little pieces of wood and things that could be flammable in that egg shell, and then cut the cart and had like 6 little eggshells full of stuff that would catch fire. And just so happened a week or so later, like, she took that on a hike with her and her husband. They got lost in the woods overnight. It was cold, it was dark, and she said, had I not had that, we would have probably not survived, because it was just little things that you don't think are gonna make a big difference. Just learning some skills. And so going to definitely. So tell us more about now. I know we want to let people know about the gun competition. And Camille, can you give us any more information on the categories? I know it is the pistol and the rifle. Like, what types of maneuvers will people probably have to know, or is that a part of the competition you just have to jump in and do? You're gonna be running and shooting, you're gonna be crawling on the ground, you're gonna be standing, be looking behind a barrel. Like, what types of things might people experience to help them to get better at shooting?
Well, that's You're absolutely right. You might be kneeling, you might be on the ground, you might be in standstill position, just hitting at a target. You might have to do a little maneuver, make sure you hold your pistol upright accordingly. You know what I'm saying? It's honestly, I don't know just yet. But
Yeah,
I don't want to tell you. I don't want to just tell you.
Yeah, they won't
anyway,
reveal the drills beforehand.
Yeah.
You know, but it's nothing that the average person can't handle.
Right.
You know, that was one of our initial, because we were on the same shooting team. We were on my company shooting team, and we had all ladies who had never shot before. And there was 8 teams, and we still didn't come in last. And we had a rough time, and it was called the Texas Toast, and it was hosted by the Huey P. Newton Gun Club. And when I tell you it was toast, it was hot. It was so hot, Lord. But nobody, we made it. Nobody gave up, and you know the drills were a lot more. They were comfortable. You know, you never got up there and thought, I can't do this. You know, and
we have really good instructors, really good RSOs. You know, RSOs is range safety officers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm RSO too. So I mean, don't think they're just going to leave you out there to dry.
Right.
You know, there's going to be some guidance, and sometimes even in a competition, and what I've learned is you don't necessarily have to be the fastest.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You can take your time, just try to.
Well,
get
this particular competition is more about precision and accuracy, not speed. And so you'll be having to use pistols. You're going to be using your iron sights only. So your accuracy and precision will really get tested. Okay. So don't assume that just because someone has been shooting longer than you, or they got bigger, better guns, that they're going to do a better job than you. Do they wear glasses? Can they see without them? You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, people like us, like she has a red dot, I don't. So all I know is how to shoot without a red dot. You know? So, yes. So if you don't know how to shoot with any other way, then you've handicapped yourself. Come on out and compete. You know, let us see what kind of skill you got. Come on, we want the smoke. We love it.
We want that smoke. We've got some comments from that New York dude says that as far as the rifle competition, so maybe that New York dude is in the know. He says that there will be some prone shooting. So prone means on the ground, laying down.
Yes.
He said that's all he's gonna say about it. Kenneth Jones says he liked the promo and they like the conversation. So we've got some people that, and I will say this at this time, if you know someone who needs to be a part of the competition, or just to know that they're not going, that they need to join a gun club, or they've been thinking about it and they want to know why, share this video with them so they can see that it is in their best interest to join a gun club. And since Camille and I are members of the Henry Johnson Gun Club, we want you to join us. We have how many members do we have, Camille? Do you know? Maybe about 25, 30 members?
I would say a little more than that.
More than that?
I would say a little bit more than that, you know.
Okay. So and that also, you know, speaks to the question of in times of an emergency, you want to,
It came in about 70 or 50 plus. Yeah, I'm about to say it's more than 30. Yeah.
Okay, so at least 50, around 70. Okay, so let's say 60.
There we go.
So you know what? There's this thing. What is it called? Well, in an emergency, in emergency situations, whether you are at home or whether you are at work, when something happens in your area, you want to know that there are people that you can turn to who are part of what we call a nest. People who you feel comfortable with, and you know are skilled enough that if it goes down and y'all need to defend the home front, you got people that you can depend on. So we are, that's what we talk about as well with the Henry Johnson Gun Club, building nests, building people that you can depend on. We've even got an event going on where some of us are going camping in a few weeks?
Well, we just recently.
It already happened.
Yeah, we just recently had a camping trip. Now they will have another one. It was awesome. When I say it was awesome for me because I arrived late, like on a Saturday, and it was raining. So they brought a little wagon out to come get my stuff, and we had to walk about a half a mile to the campsite in the rain, in the mud, and it was that's something I've never done before. But we made it to the campsite, and then they put up the tent in the rain. They put it up super fast, and it was just a way for us to connect. Even though it was raining, we still helped each other out. We had some good times, and then we woke up the next day, and it was so beautiful outside. It was clear as day. The sun was shining. They started cooking breakfast. It was definitely a nice time. You learned a lot of stuff. My thing is you don't know it till you try it. So just try it.
And I don't consider myself to be an outdoors person, but I do try to challenge myself to get uncomfortable so that I can work my way through that. And so on the next camping trip, I'm gonna try to make myself available. We have Obsidian Training Group in the building, and they are give us a thumbs up on the conversation. So before we get too far in, we're going to play the other promo to promote the upcoming gun competition or shooting competition. Let me say
that. Do you have gun skills? Prove it. Enter the first annual Gun Club Precision Games Pistol and Rifle Competition, January 16th in Ferris, Texas. Go to the Henry Johnson Gun Club Facebook page for more info. Deadline to register is December 18th. Winners take home prizes and bragging rights. Get ready. Stay ready.
All right, so that was the second promotional video for the Precision Games gun shooting competition. And the deadline to register is in about 2 weeks. It's on the 18th of December. So we want you to, if you want more information, you can go to the Henry Johnson Gun Club Facebook page and learn more and register from there. There should be a link on there. But if we
or you 50 people.
Yes.
It's the first 50 people and spots are going fast.
The first 50 people. Well, I've already, so us three, we're already in there. So y'all need to get in line and so we do want to, don't wait till the last minute.
Yeah, because they're going
don't wait till the last
minute.
It's
going fast.
Before you know it's gonna be.
Yeah.
But you still can show up to support.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? I ain't driving all the way to Ferris to support.
I know that's right.
If I'm gonna drive to Ferris, I'm in the competition.
All right.
So
I look forward to it.
Ladies, is there anything else that you want to share about your experience? Is that you want for us to know that what might help somebody to decide that they need training, that they want to be a part of the competition, and if they have questions of you and they want to support your business, Phyllis, give us a way to contact you.
It's called The People's Arms and Outdoors. My email address is powerarms@thepeoplesarms, or we're on Instagram as People's Arms Outdoors, and on Facebook as The People's Arms and Outdoors. We got another one of our gun club members over here, and he's kind of showing me the shirt, Yes. So they can feel free to reach out to me either on Facebook, Instagram, Messenger, or even in the BGOA. They can sign up there. The registration link is there. It's on my page. It's on Camille's
Sweetie C. I'll post it. It's on Sweetie C.
Yes.
Instagram.
Yeah.
And that New York dude says that it is also on the BGOA Facebook group. The information about the competition as well, so they can reach out via Instagram as well. So we appreciate all the people who are promoting this competition. And again, it's not about winning a trophy, although there will be prizes, there will be winners, but it's about just the camaraderie and just getting better, getting up in your skill level. And so I certainly will be there. I guess, do I need to decide, and do I need to decide like which gun that I want to, or can I use all of them? Like, how does that work?
What type of pistol? I mean, what
it
do you
must
have
be
on?
at least a 9mm.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
a red dot?
No red dots.
No red dots
on your pistol.
on your pistol.
Only hard.
Okay, yeah, I have
rifle
on your rifle.
Yeah, but
red
no
dot.
magnification.
No magnification.
Yes.
Okay, so was it Kenneth that said we can't tell how many people we actually have in the gun club? So I'm gonna say I can't actually tell y'all how many guns I got.
Already.
Don't ever do that. Don't ever do that.
So is they're saying you can use whatever pistol you want, but as long as it's 9mm and no red dot. Okay, so it has to be a 9mm. Okay,
At least. That means don't come with no little big 22.
right.
Okay. And you must have proper equipment. You need some kind of holster or gun belt, and preferably, proper shoes, because that's very important. If you have on the proper clothing and holsters and belts, that is very, very important. We also, had to learn those types of things as well. If you don't know, like I said, reach out to either one of us. We have from now until January 16th to get you some training in every weekend, get your skill up, get the supplies you need, and come on out and join us and have a good time.
Okay, so yes, to find out more information, the Henry Johnson Gun Club and the BGOA Facebook group page as well, to find out more information and go ahead and get yourselves registered. So ladies, this has been great, and thanks for joining me. And I wish you guys well. And I'm going to definitely be now. Is your sporting goods and outdoor store that you have a location for that, right? Or is it
an online store?
It's online.
Yes, it's an online store. And right now we're rebuilding the website. So we were having a bit of a kerfuffle with the distributor. They don't want to sell to a small business Black woman, but it's okay. We moved around and found somebody else. But if they're, they can definitely go on, go to my page, like, follow, and in a couple of weeks we'll be back up with plenty of supplies, and what we don't have, we will get.
All right, ladies. So Camille and Phyllis, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time. We'll come back after the competition and talk about it.
Yes, thank you for having us.
All right, you guys have a good one. We'll see you next time.
Thank you. You too.
And we want you to, we want to thank you as well for joining the show. To find out more about the things that I care about, you can go to the written version of my journal. This is the video version. You can go to the written version. The written version is at eurweb.com. Thanks, and you have a super day.